Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. Got to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. The Most High, the Heavenly Father. His Hebrew name is Yahweh. Not Yahweh, not Jehovah, not God, not Elohim, not Most High, not Lord, not Yah, not Jah, not Ahaya, not Allah, not Abba, not Yahuwah. It's Yahweh. And his only begotten son name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shai. Not Yahshua, not Yeshua, not Jesus Christos, not Jesus Christ, not Serapis Christos, not Yeshaya, not Yehoshua, not Yahusha. It's Yahweh Shai. So got to give all praises honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekah, Quadash. Dove honors to the apostles and elder bishops and elders of great millstone who rule well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, ready to accept it or not. And a sincere salutation to all the occupants pushing this truth and believing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, shedding light to the hopeful elect. Shalom to the Akwath who are listening, learning. You few sisters who are listening, learning. I'm Isaiah from GMS Orlando Camp, coming at you another lesson in truth, facts, faith, and edification. Another day of edification, Lord, wisdom be edifying. So I titled this lesson, Problem, Reaction, Solution, the Will of Yahweh Shema Shai. Lord, wisdom be edifying. Let me turn this volume down.
Have essentially said that this is the only way, this will be the only way to prove you believe.
Hold on, Salakia.
They have essentially said that this is the only way, this will be the only way to prove you of legal identity. And so if you don't participate in that system, as far as the state or the private sector is concerned, you don't exist. So,
and that's what Klaus Schwab said. If you don't merge with with their AI system, with their new way, you're going to be left without. You're going to be outside. And that's in the scriptures in Revelation 13. When you go to that word killed, in verse 15, Revelation 13 and 15, one of the it's two definitions there. One say omitted, meaning you're going to be excluded. Let's run this by.
have essentially said that this is the only way, this will be the only way to prove you of legal identity. And so if you don't participate in that system, as far as the state or the private sector is concerned, you don't exist. So by not participating in that system, you're inherently excluded from the economic system and really essentially everything. It's going to be a problem, reaction, solution type of situation where they've already made the solution. They've already developed what they want to be the new financial governance system after this new Bretton Woods moment. They just need some sort of big event on the scale of World War II or some large event that's equally disruptive in order to be like, all right, now it's time for a new financial governance system.
About a year ago, while speaking at the Global
Now, before I get into this is Revelations 13 and 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, which is the system, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. When you go to this word killed, there's two definitions here for the word killed. So one is G2443. So let's play this.
Strong's G2443, Hina.
So let's say in order to the intent, right? When you go to when you click on the first one, G1438.
Strong's G1438, Payal 2.
It's a obsolete, one of the words for that definition. When you go to that strong, that G, when you go to the other one, G3588.
Strong's G3588, Ha.
It's a only significant renderings other than accounted. Right here it's a strong definition, sometimes to be supplied, at others omitted. If you go to the word omitted, let's go to web search. When you click on omitted, it says this. Let's play it. Omitted, leave out or exclude someone or something. Similar words. It's a verb. Leave out, exclude, shut out, leave out, take out, expunge, delete, cut, erase. So this is what she started out saying. Now let's go back to the other definition. When you go to the second one for the word killed, it's
Strong's G 615. Apartino. Apartino.
so it said to kill in any way, whatever, to destroy, to allow to perish, to extinguish, abolish, to inflict mortal death. So it said to kill outright, put to death, kill, slay. So these two definitions for the word killed in Revelation 13 and 15, there's two. Now the first one, the one said omitted, right? When you go to 2 Corinthians, to show you, like in the movie Demolition Man, you had those that was on the ground, right? Off the grid. This is what it's talking about. Being omitted, meaning you ain't gonna have nothing to leave out, to be left with nothing. So this is 2 Corinthians 4 in verse 7. It reads, but we have this treasure in earthen vessels, that the excellency of the power may be of Yahweh Shemawashai, not of us. We are troubled on every side, yet not distressed. We are perplexed, but not in despair. This word perplexed right here is G639.
Strong's G 639. Apareo. Apareo.
So this is what it meant for that one definition, to be killed, to be omitted. It say to be without resources, to be in straits, to be left wanting, to be embarrassed, to be in doubt, not to know which way to turn, to be at a loss with oneself, to be in, it say be in doubt, not to know how to decide or what to do, to be perplexed. Strong definition, to have no way out, be at a loss mentally. So this is going to be those that you won't have no resources. You won't have nothing, according to the so-called white man. Because the hopeful elect, well, at this time will be the elect, will have resources. Isaiah 65 and 13 and 14, the Lord said his servant is going to eat. So this is what they're doing. So let's go back to this.
Finance Summit in Paris, French President Emmanuel Macron said the world needs a public financial shock to fight global warming.
See?
Around the same time, World Economic Forum.
See, this is about fear, man. The world needs, let's play this again. And they saying this live and people ain't considering. Let's go back.
French President Emmanuel Macron said the world needs a public financial shock to fight global warming.
See? Hey, and the same fear that these Edomites is pushing, this is the fear that Yahweh Shemawashai is giving giving mercy to the hopeful elect, the fear. The Lord said, don't worry about what man can do to you, right? What about what I can do? This is Malachi 1 and 6. A son honoreth his father, and a servant his master. If then I be a father, where is my honor? And if I be a master, where is my fear? Saith Yahweh of hosts, unto you, O priest, that despise my name, and ye say, wherein have we despised thy name? So here it is, the so-called white man is pushing fear through these calamities, man. What's order op KO, man? So let me run this back. And there's gonna be maybe some infomercials in this video, so just bear with me. So let's run this back.
They have essentially said that this is the only way, this will be the only way to prove you have legal identity. And so if you don't participate in that system, as far as the state or the, the private sector is concerned, you don't exist. So by not participating in that system, you're inherently excluded from the economic system and really essentially everything. It's going to be a problem, reaction, solution type of situation where they've already made the solution. They've already developed what they want to be the new financial governance system after this new Bretton Woods moment. They just need some sort of big event on the scale of World War II or some large event that's equally disruptive in order to be like, all right, now it's time for a new financial governance system.
About a year ago, while speaking at the Global Finance Summit in Paris, French President Emmanuel Macron said the world needs a public financial shock to fight global warming. Around the same time, World Economic Forum founder and executive chairman Klaus Schwab also made a similar statement about revamping the global economy. In his words, every country from the United States to China must participate, and every industry from oil and gas to tech must be transformed. We need a great reset of capitalism, Schwab added in an article published on the non-governmental organization's website. According to popular investigative journalist Whitney Webb, what we are witnessing is the birth of a new international monetary system, a replacement for the current Bretton Woods system built solely on the blockchain to aid the complete surveillance and censorship of every aspect of our lives. Whitney's warnings are based on the words of several global elites and WEF puppets like Macron, as well as the words of Mark Carney, former governor of the Bank of England and Bank of Canada, and the UN Special Envoy for Climate Action and Finance, who said the three pillars of the New World Order are digital IDs, CBDCs, and ESG. In a recent discussion with Mark Goodwin, writer and editor-in-chief at Bitcoin Magazine, Whitney warns that all world governments are pushing this New World Order agenda, proudly sponsored by the ultra-rich and powerful, including Silicon Valley executives like Larry Fink, who wants to tokenize all existing assets and commodities, as well as the natural world. Whitney warns that from forests to rivers, mountains, and lakes, everything will soon become a commodity, owned and traded by the super rich and powerful to make them even stronger and move them closer to their goal of completely dominating the rest of us. During the conversation with Goodwin, Whitney discusses two important parts of the New World Order plans: digital IDs and natural world tokenization, warning that Schwab, Fink, and useful puppets like Macron are on the verge of achieving their grand plans and how disastrous that would be for us all. As we bring you clips from the video, please take a little time to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications for more videos like this. Everything you do helps with the YouTube algorithm and immensely contributes to the channel's growth. Thank you, and enjoy the video.
In this context, I think the digital ID is a key enabler of the surveillance, knowing what everyone is doing at the transactional level and being able to tweak that micromanagement based on a person's activity, because the digital ID isn't just limited to the financial system, right? It's like your travel, your health history, your career history, your education credentials, your access to telecommunications, social media, the internet. With the new AI era, right, they can fuse all that data, analyze it, and depending on how they develop that AI algorithm, use it to control people really in unprecedented ways. I think the digital ID and the CBDC and its private sector equivalence project is something that we're always sort of intended to be the same system. So there's documents from the UN, from the BIS, and in related groups that are sort of that have been working on this for years. That essentially frame one as essential to the other, using words about, this is inclusionary, the whole, I guess, marketing behind digital ID is that everyone needs a legal ID because otherwise they're unable to access essential services, right? And so the idea is we all have to be included in the system, and they directly link that to the concept of financial inclusion and banking the unbanked, which you brought up earlier. But inherently, these systems actually function in an exclusionary way, based on how they've been set up. They have essentially said that this is the only way, this will be the only way to prove you have legal identity. And so if you don't participate in that system, as far as the state or the private sector is concerned, you don't exist. So by not participating in that system, you're inherently excluded from the economic system and really essentially everything. So you have to onboard to the surveillance state or be excluded from everything. So it's, being marketed as inclusion, but it's really inherently exclusionary.
How does this system get triggered? How do we move into the Mark Carney-ism?
Well, I think they sort of give it away when they say that this is the new Bretton Woods movement that needs to be seized. So Bretton Woods was what came out of World War II, essentially, and was the creation of a new financial governance system after World War II. And this is essentially an effort to create a new financial governance system that was announced well before any sort of crisis like that, but it's probably going to need a crisis of that level to be implemented and to convince people to onboard at scale. And if you subscribe to the theory that all wars are bankers' wars, which there is plenty of evidence to support that, I would say, that seems to suggest that perhaps, this is it's going to be a problem reaction solution type of situation where they've already made the solution. They've already developed what they want to be the new financial governance system after this new Bretton Woods moment. They just need some sort of big event on the scale of World War II or some large event that's, equally disruptive in order to be like, all right, now it's time for a new financial governance system after this big event like they did after World War II.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think the thing that's so interesting about this debt bubble exploding is that when you know that the debt bubble is going to explode and you want to explode it into the new system, the way that you sort of trigger that into the system that you want to get the masses to go with you is you actually want to have the most debt obligations on the record, on the board, so that when the system pops, they'll all pop. When the debt bubble pops, every debt bubble will pop. It will be everything all at once. It won't just be like, oh, Japan's fine, the US is it won't work like that. Everything will pop at once. So in this weird way, you actually want to create as much debt as possible right before the pin bursts the bubble. And then you can offer this, hey, we'll service your debt 1-to-1 if you come join this new universal tokenized ledger. Just sign up here, do a selfie of your face and give us your biometrics, and then here you are.
The solution has been created, and now all the global elites need is a nice little crisis to tie it all off. Only this won't be a nice crisis. It will be the complete collapse of the entire global financial system. A large percentage of the global population, honest everyday workers, fathers, mothers, and people with aging parents and relatives will be completely devastated, while the 1% of the 1% gain everything. Whitney believes the crisis will be on the same scale as, if not worse, than the economic devastation of the Second World War. After the crisis ends, central and commercial banks will conveniently and proudly present digital currencies, urging people to get on the system to make up for everything they lost during the collapse. However, they will only get a fraction of what was lost. Plus, they will be signing away all their privacy and other rights to the global elites. Imagine a world where you can't buy more meat because all your transactions are strictly monitored, and it's been decided that you've eaten more than your allotted portion of meat during the given period. You go to your local...
And that's what Klaus Schwab said. Tracking your food from the soil to the fork. Well, ain't no food being created from the soil. Everything is made in the lab. But that's that carbon footprint. That's their carbon footprint. And these devils are really pushing their agenda.
Grocery store, pick up the goods, and as the attendant or automated system tries to ring up your order, they get a notification saying you cannot purchase more meat and it dies. It does not stop there. Larry Fink and others want to tokenize everything, including the natural world. Here are more clips from the video.
Well, it seems like in Larry Fink's case in particular, there's a goal, a big ambition there to develop new asset classes that can be used to basically fuel their existing business model and perpetuate it for millennia forward. Mm-hmm. So one of these that I've been writing about for a few years is the whole idea of natural assets, what they call nature's economy. And one of the groups that has been sort of propelling this forward, at least one of the earlier groups, the Intrinsic Exchange Group, which is a product of the Rockefeller Foundation and the multilateral development banking system, is, you know, has a graphic on their website called The Opportunity, and they show there the existing amount of assets in the world economy, and then show what it, if we unlock natural assets, how nature's economy, you know, it's like 6 times the amount of existing assets in the economy today. And so as an asset manager, you know, BlackRock being able to unlock and take control of as many natural assets as possible that aren't currently part of the financial system is obviously a way for them to perpetuate what they do and deepen and expand their control over not just you know, people in the existing financial system, but really over the natural world as well, and essentially turn everything alive into a tradable Wall Street financial product. And the goal, as Fink has stated, is to have all of this on a universal ledger on blockchain, presumably, and have it be, you know, trackable and surveillable, which is interesting if you look at it through the context of risk management, which is something that Larry Fink is very open as having been one of the guiding lights of his whole career. And so by having it all surveillable and you know, automated in a sense, you know, he's able to have his risk management AI thing, you know, Aladdin, you know, sort of exercise control over it in unprecedented ways, I think, for their benefit. And then, of course, a lot of what's happening now as we're moving into this new financial governance system is the push to change all of the infrastructure towards this, you know, quote unquote green a green model, I guess, or decarbonization, right? Which is, of course, interface with the global carbon market, but not necessarily so. Like it doesn't have to be. But the push is obviously to create a bunch of new infrastructure all over the world, and BlackRock is positioning themselves to be one of the key players in that space. They acquired, I think they're called GIP, one of the biggest infrastructure, you know, developers in the world. And I think one of their top guys at Davos just a few months ago was talking about how they're betting really big on infrastructure going forward. And it's going to be one of the biggest investment opportunities of the next several decades, actually. So I think they're quite ambitious, and you know, if people aren't aware of this, I'm sure they'll get away with it, but we'll see. One of the things too about the natural,
That's, the scriptures say Wisdom of Solomon 2:11. As a matter of fact, it's Wisdom of Solomon 2:1. For the ungodly said, reasoning within themselves, but not aright. Let this it reads, our life is short and tedious, and in the death of a man there is no remedy. Neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave. This is their carnal thinking. For we are born at all adventure, and we should be hereafter as though we have never been. For the breath in our nostril is as smoke, and a little spark in the moving of our heart, which being extinguished, our body shall be turned into ashes, and our spirit shall vanish as the soft air. Our name shall be forgotten in time, and no man shall have our works in remembrance. And our life shall pass away as a trace of a cloud, and shall be dispersed as a mist that is driven away with the beams of the sun and overcome with the heat thereof. Come on, therefore, Salaki, for our time is a very shadow that passeth away, and after our end there is no returning. This that carnal thinking, because you coming back into slavery. For it is fast sealed, so that no man cometh again. Come on, therefore, let us enjoy the good things that are present, and let us speedily use the creatures like as in youth. Let us fill ourselves with costly wine and ointments, and let no flower of the spring pass by us. Let us crown ourselves with rosebuds before they be withered. Let none of us go without his part of our voluptuousness. Let us leave tokens of our joyfulness in every place, for this is our portion, and our lot is this. Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age. Let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. Therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn, and he is clean contrary to our doings. He upbraideth us with our offending the law, and objective to our infamy, the transgressions of our education. which is everything. That's why it's saying Psalms 50, the Lord said, you thought I was altogether such as one as thyself. I will reprove thee and set them in order before thy eyes. So verse 14, they say right here, he was made to reprove our thoughts, talking about the righteous, those that stand in great boldness. But the point I want to pull out of this is they say, let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found nothing worth. Because when you read in Psalms 94 and 20, it said they frame mischief by laws. So they strength is the law of justice. So what they are doing, this whole problem reaction solution, causing problems to put fear in people. This is the plans of the so-called white man, the elites, which is it's the will of the Lord anyway. So what happened as of yesterday, this whole shutting down and whatever happened, that's the Lord showing the hopeful elect that at any moment this place is shut down. So be ready to be pilgrims, man. Like you can overthink this shit if you want to, but it's just the Lord remind the elect, the hopeful elect, that at any moment the Lord can shut all this shit down, man. And 2/3 is gonna bug out. The heathens, everybody that they got their whole life trusting in this system. And the Lord can shut this shit down at any moment, man. At any moment, we're gonna be pilgrims. So that's just the Lord. What happened yesterday, that's the Lord warning the hopeful elect. This is about the hopeful elect, man. Giving you warning to be ready to be pilgrims. And whatever you holding to, whatever you got, be ready to leave all that shit behind, man. That's what's happening. The Lord is control of this. The Lord is controlling the elites to do these things. And I read this yesterday. This is Isaiah 24 and 1. It reads, behold, Yahweh maketh the earth empty and maketh it waste, and turneth it upside down, and scattereth abroad the inhabitants thereof. The Lord doing this. This is Isaiah 29 and 16. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he have none understanding? So surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. Who is the potter? Yahweh. I just read it to you. Isaiah 24 and 1. Behold, Yahweh maketh the earth empty, and maketh it waste, and turneth it upside down, and scattereth abroad the inhabitants thereof. These warnings is for the hopeful elect, man. The Lord is warning the hopeful elect, get ready, because I'm finna shut this shit down. And that's the lesson I did some months ago. When it goes dark in America, do you have light? Will you have light? Because it's about to go dark in this bitch. Proverbs 21 and 1. The king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. This is Proverbs 16 and 1. The preparations of the heart in man and the answer of the tongue is from the Lord. All the ways of man are clean in his own eyes, but Yahweh, but Hashem Yahweh Shai, way of the spirits. So the thing that's going on, man, the Lord is using these bastards to send a warning out to the hopeful elect to just be prepared, be ready. This is what the Lord established our spiritual fathers and our spiritual uncles, man, to prepare our mind for what's about to go down out here. We don't know how bad it's going to get. All we know is the Lord says it's going to be worse than has ever been before. So we are being prepared to what's about to happen, man. And 2/3 and these heathens are going to be scattering around here like chickens with their head cut off. But the Lord said, what is that? Psalms 46 and 10. Let's get that. This is Psalms 46 and 10. It reads, be still and know that I am power. I will be exalted among the heathen. I will be exalted in the earth. This is Psalms 27 and 5. It reads, For in the time of trouble, he shall hide me in his pavilion. In the secret of his tabernacle shall he hide me. He shall set me up upon a rock. Because these devils is working overtime to fulfill the Lord's will, man. These elites is working overtime to fulfill the Lord's will. This has nothing to do with them, man. The bigger picture is this is the will of Yahweh Shema Shah, man. Because the Lord said he made the world for Israel's sake. On this side, this is for the hopeful elect, man. So what's going on is the Lord is warning the hopeful elect, be ready, get ready, be prepared, because this shit's about to go down. Psalms 33:10, Yahweh bringeth the counsel of the heathen to naught. He maketh the devices of the people of none effect. The counsel of Yahweh standeth forever, the thoughts of his heart to all generations. So we watching the will of the Lord through the elites, man. It's for the hopeful elect to be prepared. When you read in 2nd Ezra, when you hear this, it sounds terrible. It sounds horrible. 2nd Ezra 16 in verse 70, right? It reads, 2nd Ezra 16:70, for there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord, not 2/3 niggas. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. This ain't about the heathens. This ain't about 2/3. This is about the hopeful elect, man. The Lord willing, we build that number. The Lord is sending warning to the hopeful elect. This ain't about nobody else, man. And shalom to the Akim I was tuning in. Yahweh Shema Shah Brakatham. This is the Lord giving warning. Get yourself together, man. Just finish this video.
Thing, at least as far as the natural asset corporation model is concerned, is that you literally just go into a forest or you go to a river or lake and you identify the natural asset, and then at no cost to you, just after identifying it, you issue shares in the natural asset, a lake, a forest, whatever, and then you sell those shares to the sovereign wealth funds, asset managers, whatever, and then you have an IPO and generate all this money. I mean, it's literally just pointing out something outside and being like, this is mine, I'm going to fractionalize it and sell it to people, and you're producing money in like, you know, out of thin air. Right. Essentially. Yeah. And you're able to do that. I mean, the natural world is vast and huge, and they're doing this, they're financializing it all as framing it as the only way to save the planet. Right. But really it's the only way for them to save their insane debt racket.
In their joint
and tell you in James 5, man, these bastards are heaping treasure to themselves. The average so-called white people don't got no more. Ain't no more generational wealth and white privilege for the average white people, man. These niggas shouldn't be at the grocery store with you shopping for the same foods that you shopping for. As I say all the time, Whole Foods supposed to be just for the elites, man. For not the elites, the upper class Edomites in your city. Niggas, spicks, spooks, porch monkeys, wetbacks, and savages shouldn't be shopping with the Edomites, man. Trader Joe's and Whole Foods supposed to be for the Edomites. Now you see, hey, them niggas at Walmart with you, man. They at your local grocery store, man. Why? Because these bastards has heaped treasures together for the last day to themselves. Oh, what's that verse in Habakkuk? Let me get this real quick. This is Habakkuk chapter 2. In verse right here, verse 9. Woe to him that coveted an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. But you ain't gonna be delivered from the power of evil, because Amos 9 said, though you go into the top of Carmel, or Carmel, though you go into the sea, right? Though you go up to the space station, you shall be taken. But the point on that buzzword there, it say that he may set his nest on high. That's that James 5. They heap into themselves. See, let their strength be the law of justice. So now the average white person is down here with us. Well, welcome back.
February article titled Tokenized BlackRock's Plan to Own the Fractionalized World. Whitney and Mark give a stern warning about BlackRock and Larry Fink's plans. You will allow BlackRock to build the panopticon of tokenized Earth with Americans' retirement money under the dialectic pretext of owning the liberals, unknowingly connecting all aspects of ownership to centralized databases, walled identity guard on the private blockchains of Wall Street banks.
That's that Revelation 13. 16, man. He calls all, both small and great, rich and poor. But it ain't gonna work, man. See, this is the warning. All of this, everything that's going on, it's the warning to the hopeful elect, man, to prepare your minds for what's about to really go down. As I say all the time, the Lord is numbing up the hopeful elect. Lord willing, we are that number. Lord willing, the Lord is numbing up men and women. When the lights go off, you ain't gonna give a damn. When there ain't no water, you ain't gonna give a damn. Because you already know. It's the Lord, man. This is for the hopeful elect. This is what the Lord doing for the hopeful elect, man. That's why Colossians 3 and 12 say, put on therefore as the elect. We don't give a damn what these bastards doing. It's called collateral damage and casualties of war, man. They trying to, this bastard is destroying his people and 2/3 of Jake just to get to the elect, man. The whole goal is to get the elect. This is what the so-called white man is trying to do. Genesis chapter 3 and 15. This goes back to the garden, man. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. So they bruised our heel for a while. Our Achilles tendon, as Elder Yashawama said a while ago. They bruised us for a while, but the Lord's going to bruise their head. When you go to the precept, to this right here, Genesis 3 and 15, it's Romans 16 and 20. Let's read it. This is Romans 16 and 20. It is in the, if you got a Bible precepts in it, Genesis 3 and 15 about us bruising their head and they bruising our heel. And the God of peace shall bruise Satan under your feet shortly. That's Yahweh Shah. When you go to Job, this comforter, man. The nigga don't give a damn what these bad. This is the comforter, man. Either you believe this or you don't. In Job 18, verse 9 reads, the jinn shall take him by the heel, and the robber shall prevail against him. Who is the jinn that's going to take the so-called white man by the heel? I just read it to you. Genesis 3 and 15. The Lord bruised their head once. They came back, right? Their daily wound was healed. Well, here come the permanent wound. It's in Habakkuk chapter 3. How the Lord said he's going to bruise the heads of all the heathens. It's in Sirach 36. It's in Amos 9 about bruising the heads. I'm talking about the elites. So it say the jinn shall take him by the heel. This jinn is Yahweh Shah, and the robber shall prevail against him. Who is this robber? Yahweh Shah. Didn't it say in 1 Thessalonians 5 and 1 and 2 Peter 3 and 10 that Yahweh Shah will come like a thief in the night? So Yahweh Shah is the robber and the jinn. Here's another precept to prove that the jinn shall take him by the heel. This is Hosea 12 and 3. It reads, he took his brother by the heel in the womb. Who? Jacob, right? So when you go to Numbers 24, it reads this. Numbers 24 in verse 19, it reads, Out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion, and shall destroy him that remaineth of the city. So who's going to be them that remaineth of the city? Isaiah 24. Out of Jacob. So this is the gene. It say he took his brother by the heel. So out of Jacob came Yahweh Shah. So when you go to Numbers, when you go to Isaiah 24, because it say he shall have dominion and shall destroy them that remaineth for the city. Who's going to remain when the destruction happens? It's only going to be the elites. The puzzle pieces is together, man. Kala Yahba Shema Shai for our 4 spiritual fathers and our hundreds of spiritual uncles, man. Isaiah 24 and verse 21. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall punish the host of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth. These is those that remaineth for the city, and they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in the pit, and shall be shut up in the prison, and after many days they shall be visited. The Lord, listen, man, this is about the elites of the Edomites and the elect of Israel, man. Going back to that Genesis 3 and 15, right? He said, I'm going to put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. So when you go to Revelations 12 and 17, here go that same woman. And the dragon was wroth with the woman. So in the garden, it went from being a serpent to this, he has evolved to a dragon, man. The Greek Empire was the beginning rulership of the so-called white man. This is when they established the wickedness and they magnified the they established their wickedness, they established the sword, right? The Roman Empire is when they magnified their wickedness, they magnified the sword. This last empire, the revived Roman Empire, is when they have perfected the sword, they have perfected their wickedness. So now this nigga then transformed, then morphed to a dragon. And the dragon was wroth with the woman, the same woman I read in Genesis 3 and 15, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed. The remnant of her seed, what it said in Genesis 3 and 15, I'm going to put images between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. So the serpent has a physical seed line on earth, and it's the so-called white man. Whether you can acknowledge this or accept it or not, the spiritual demon Satan has a physical seed on earth. It's the so-called white man. They call themselves the Dukes of Edom. Go to Google and type in the dukedoms. It'll show you this bastard when they came out the caves from 1337 to right now. They've been controlling all the resources. Go look it up. The dukedoms. The so-called white man.
The warring factions within the Davos squabble over the spoils but never against the plan. Fulfilling Agenda
course.
2030
See?
requires...
You heard that? Listen, man, there are central banks in every country. Who control the central banks? The so-called white man. And then it is Edomite told you, the female. It's called all wars are elite wars, man. They fund both sides of the war. They make money from both sides, man.
Ownership to centralized databases, walled identity gardens, and fractionalized reserve assets transmitted and issued on the private blockchains of Wall Street banks. The warring factions within the Davos squabble over the spoils but never against the plan. Fulfilling Agenda 2030 requires complicit cooperation as much as compromised corporations. Do not confuse free market capitalism with cronyism or cartelism, which is the capitalist model embodied by Fink and his fellow Wall Street ilk. The problem is not just what they are planning, it's the half-truths they continuously tell the world until it is too late to stop the disaster, and how they demonize anyone trying to warn people about their plans.
Yep.
They've eaten so...
What they say, these conspiracy theorists. I did a video on a lot of brothers, Elder did, when they were sitting around the table talking about they got to get rid of these conspiracy theories, talking about the globalist elites and the Rothschilds who control the resources and the problems in the world. That's facts, man. The scripture said the earth was given into the hand of the wicked in Job 9:24. We know who the wicked is. According to the Lord, it's a so-called white man.
So deep into
we're saying, what is that? Ephesians 6? We're dealing with spiritual wickedness in high places, man. The rulers of the darkness of this world. Oh, Ephesians 2:1. It said the prince of the power of the air. Who control the resources? This is why we always bring out Colossians 2:8, the rudiments of the world, man. Rudiments mean his foundation. And they said civilization started with the Greeks, right? Well, the word rudiments in Colossians 2:8 say his foundation, his first principles, his essentials, his fundamentals. Yeah.
Our systems and every aspect of society that it would take nothing short of divine intervention to stop their plans.
See?
This is why
What the arrogance and the pride of the so-called white man. Job chapter 5. This nigga said it's gonna take we know, and it will happen. Job 5:12. He disappointeth the devices of the crafty. Matter of fact, let's read this. Yep, Job 5:12. He disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong. Let me get this. This is Isaiah. These devils have no clue, man. They have no clue. Hey, just like these movies, right? When they make movies, hey, Shalom, Yahweh Shema Shah Brakatah, Shalom, brother. Hey, Lord willing, I'll be touching down in November, Lord willing. If it's the Lord's will, I already done put in my days, them few days I took off. Lord willing, I'll be touching down with y'all, brother, man. Lord willing, I'll let y'all know. They're clear with the head. This is Isaiah 2, in verse 11. It reads, "The lofty looks of man shall be humbled, and the haughtiness of men shall be bowed down. And the Lord Yahweh alone shall be exalted in that day. For the day of Yahweh of hosts shall be upon everyone that is proud and lofty, and upon everyone that is lifted up, and he shall be brought low." And you coming back down to where you started at, the basis of men. So welcome back. Welcome back to these Edomites, man. Because the only one's gonna be left, as it said in Isaiah 24:5. Let's get this. These devils, hey, it's gonna take divine intervention. And the Lord is showing that already, man. Isaiah 24 and verse 6. Therefore have the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. As the other precept I read, when it said in Numbers 24, out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion, and shall destroy them that remaineth for the city. And that's going to be the elites that's going to be left, and the elected Israel. And whoever elected Israel, they're going to be in the chariot, in the skybox, watching this bitch burn, man. So don't be no fool. Listen, this is all controlled by Yahweh Shema Shah, man. These things that's going on right now is the warning. The Lord is giving warning to the whole elect to be ready. Be ready, because I'm finna shut the lights out. And again, when America goes dark, will you have light? Do you have the light, man? Let's finish this.
why people like Whitney often emphasize the importance of getting out of the system before it's too late.
See,
as
that's spiritual, man. What did the Lord say? Micah chapter 2 and 10. It reads, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you even with the sword of destruction." This is what is that? Jeremiah. This is Jeremiah. Let's see here. 51 and 6. "Flee out of the midst of Babylon, and deliver every man his soul, and be not cut off from her iniquity. For this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. he will render unto her a recompense. So this fleeing is spiritually, mentally, and emotionally separating yourself from this place, man. Listen to this Edomite. Hold on, let's run it back. What she just said?
that it would take nothing short of divine intervention to stop their plans. This is why people like Whitney often emphasize the
Arrogance in
importance
the
of getting out of the system before it's too late,
Right.
as that's the only way to protect yourself against what's coming.
And see, man. And see, this is what the Lord doing to the whole select, man. Preparing us now, Lord willing, we up that number for what's about to come, man. You going through your trials and tribulations, your adversity and afflictions now. So when it's time, when it's gonna be on 2/3. It ain't gonna be on the whole select, man. Man, I gotta run this back, man. Hey, these are some spiritual words right here, man.
They've eaten so deep into our systems and every aspect of society that it would take nothing short of divine intervention to stop their plans.
And we know this is going to happen. The Heavenly Father Yahweh is finna send back Yahushua and cut all this down, man. They plans will not go forth, man.
Why people like Whitney often emphasize the importance of getting out of the system before it's too late, as that's the only way to protect yourself against what's coming. Please share your thoughts on Whitney's warnings and predictions of an impending collapse of the global financial system in the comments section below. Also, ensure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications.
So I got another one. Hold on. This is Zechariah 2. These 3 precepts, man. Ho, come forth and flee from the land of the north, saith Yahweh, for I have spread you abroad at the 4 winds of heaven, saith Yahweh by Shema Shah. Deliver thyself, O Zion, that dwelleth with the daughter of Babylon. This is spiritually, mentally, and emotionally, man. And Lord willing, if you endure, Yahweh Shah going to physically take you from this place, man. But right now, it's spiritually, mentally, and emotionally, man. And that as I went into the word in Revelation, the word killed in Revelation 13 and 15, 2 definitions. One to be physically killed, the other one is to be omitted. Meaning you're going to be, if you don't, and Klaus Schwab said that, if you don't emerge with their system, you would not be able to eat, man. And I went into the word perplex, which is not to have no resources. That's the word omitted in the first definition for that word killed in Revelation 13 and 15. 2 definitions there for the word killed, man. One to be omitted, one to be killed. But these are all the warnings for the whole select. The Lord said he made the world for Israel's sake. Well, 2/3 is bugged out right now, man. So this is for the whole select to be warned, be ready, be prepared. Let me close with these precepts. 1 Corinthians. We got a couple precepts here. I'm going to close. This is 1 Corinthians 14 and 6. It reads, now, brethren, if I come unto you speaking with tongues, what shall I profit you? Except I speak to you either by revelation, which is revealing, to peel back the veil, or by knowledge, or by prophesying, or by doctrine, and even things without life giving sound, whether pipe or harp, except they give a distinction in the sounds, how shall it be known what is piped or harp? You got other groups that's telling you a bunch of bullshit, man. They ain't giving you no warning on what's going on. No warning about Jacob Trouble. Everybody talking about let's build, man. Party, build, and bullshit, be in mirth, man. This ain't the time for that. For if the trumpet give an uncertain sound, who shall prepare himself to the battle? And the people have been warned, man. The apostles of GMS, the elder bishops and elders have been warning you to be prepared, man, because there's a lot of trumpets blowing uncertain sounds, man. There's a lot of trumpets blowing uncertain sounds. This is a precept to that, Ezekiel 7 and 14, it reads, they have blown the trumpet, even to make all ready. Who? The apostles, elder bishops and elders and brothers of GMS, man. And the brother teaching the same sound doctrine of Yahweh Shema Shah. They have blown the trumpet, even to make all ready, but none go up to the battle. That none is 2/3. For my wrath is upon all the multitude thereof. It say all the multitude. As I read in 2 Corinthians 16, It said they're gonna spoil those that fear the Lord. They're gonna get kicked out of their houses and everything taken away. This is GMS Kingdom Minded 144. The brother Ayash. This is Isaiah 10 and 20. Ayash Amath, if I'm correct. Isaiah 10 and 20. And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob shall no more again stay upon him that smote them, but stay upon the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shah, the Holy One of Israel. Here's another precept. This is Ezekiel. What is that? 13. Because as I read Isaiah, 1 Corinthians 14, these guys is blowing, this is trumpet blowing an uncertain sound, man. As Ezekiel 13 and 4, O Israel, thy prophets are like the foxes in the desert. Ye have not gone up into the gaps, neither made up the hedge for the house of Israel to stand in the battle in the day of the Lord. There's a battle coming. It's called Jacob's trouble, man. But this is for the hopeful elect. This ain't for 2/3, man. This is the Lord prepping the hopeful elect. Let me get this last precept, the 2nd Ezra 16 and 40. As a matter of fact, I got one more after this. Oh, my people, 2nd Ezra 16 and 40. Oh, my people, hear my word. Make you ready to die battle. It don't say the battle. It said die battle. Why? Because it's Jacob's trouble. And in those evils, be even as pilgrims upon the earth. This is 1 Corinthians 7 and 29. It reads, but this I say, brethren, the time is short. It remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they have none, and they that weep as though they weep not. This would have said in 2 Ezra 16, verse 41 through 43. And they that weep as though they weep not, and they that rejoice as though they rejoice not, and they that buy as though they possess not, and they that use this world as not abusing it, for the fashion of the world passeth away. I got to get this one. Hebrews 11. Let's read this. This is Hebrews 11. In verse 8 it reads, by faith, Abraham, when he was called to go out into a place which he should after receive for inheritance, obeyed and went out, not knowing whether he went. This is what's finna happen, man. We don't know what's finna happen. All we know is the Lord say, Jacob's trouble is approaching, and it's going to be the worst time ever. Never been recorded. Abraham went out, it say, not knowing whether he went. By faith, he sojourned in the land of promise, as in a strange country, as what we have been scattered at now, dwelling in tabernacles with Isaac and Jacob. What the hell was Esau? Nowhere, over there. It say, dwelling in tabernacles with Isaac and Jacob, the heirs with him of the same promise. What the hell was Esau? For he looked for a city which had foundations, whose builder and maker is God. Verse 13, listen, these all died in faith, not having received the promises, but having seen them afar off, as we do now spiritually, right? Faith that is, what did it say? Hope that is seen is not hope, man. It say, but having seen them afar off, and were persuaded of them, the kingdom of heaven, Jerusalem, and embraced them and confessed that they were strangers and pilgrims on the earth. For they that say such things declare plainly that they seek a country. We are pilgrims, man. We are pilgrims on the earth. This is what's about to happen, man. Everything that you done accumulated here, you finna have to leave that shit. And just like Lot's wife, man, the things that Lot had wealth. So you can just imagine all the dresses that his wife had with the fringes on them, all the jewelry. She didn't want to leave that shit. Hey, be ready to move with nothing, man. Lord was edifying. Got to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh. Bahashim Yahweh Shah, Bahashim Rekah Quarash. The bonus to the apostles and elder bishop and elders of Great Millstone who will who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, whether accepted or not, and a sincere salutation to all the Akim, pushing this truth and believing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, shedding light to the whole elect. Hey, in the sincere salutation to the Aqua who are listening and learning, you few sisters. Hey, stay prayed up. May Yahweh Shema Shah continue to bless you in your houses. May the blessing of election be upon your houses. Throughout tuning in, throughout for the precepts. Till next time I say Shalom. Wa Abba Babal. And I'm going to close with Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Shalak Rayum, Wa Anashim, Wa Abadim, Wa Haragyum, Wa Mashapayim, all called Adawamium, Wa Gawarium, Wa Ayab Yamnawa, Babkashah, 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 Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, the water Aman. Shalom.